I'm sure everybody's heard about the assassination attempt of Donald Trump, right?
Yes.
Yep. And there was a lot of videos are out there. Mainstream media is not really showing all the videos. So I was able to get some videos of what actually kind of led up to this, right? So we're gonna get Christian to play one of the videos. Chris, you wanna do the first one where you got the people talking about pointing things out? Let's have a look at this.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Instead, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a sentence.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people. Criminals.
This is fucked up.
He just comfortably,
Like he's just like lying on top of a building, like a tin building. He's right there. And the people are yelling, "Man on the roof."
so casual.
I love how he's like laying down, like.
So you have these people who notice this guy about 80 seconds or 90 seconds before he actually started shooting. So he was able to climb onto the roof just by putting like a box there, just stand in the box and climb up. And he had I don't know what kind of a rifle he had, but he had a scope on it, right? And he was able to position himself, and he's lying down flat. The roof had like, there's a V roof right up on top. So he was able to kind of hide, right, a little bit. But people noticed him. And they were yelling at the cops, they were yelling at the Secret Service. No one gave a shit. Like, from my understanding, if you have like a dignitary from a different kind of like a president or prime minister or whatever, speaking at a rally, the Secret Service scoped the entire area. They have to get clearance first, right? They'll say, okay, we checked out this building, we checked out this parking lot, blah, blah, blah. And they station people there so no one can come in now after they've already cleared that area. So I don't understand how this clown got on top of just a small tin, like.
Do you think maybe it wasn't in the radius of where they searched? Like maybe it was just outside or something?
No, he was like.
But then again, there was ralliers.
He was a couple.
There,
he was like, maybe like 100 or 150 yards away. That's it.
And then there's people saying he's hired to shoot Trump.
Some people are saying that this is all staged.
I honestly feel like, because if you actually slow the video down, I swear he's almost like quarter fist pump before he gets shot. Like, I swear. Like, I don't know. I felt like it was a setup. It's just, he was fist pumping like it was a script.
Can you play the second video? So this is after. So they're speaking to an eyewitness now. So BBC is speaking to this eyewitness.
We had a party here all day. At the you can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up. And probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking, I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
you
there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope.
Well, do you know after all this happened, his social media accounts got unbanned, like TikTok, Facebook. They unbanned him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The fact that if you've got eyewitnesses saying, "Hey, this guy's got a gun," that's the language cops understand. Like, they weren't speaking some fucking foreign language. When you say someone's got a gun, the first thing you're going to do is the cops have to do something about that. You've got a person who's a presidential candidate talking. They automatically think assassination attempt, something's going to go down. I understand how, when these people are yelling, this guy's got a rifle on the top of this roof and they're pointing, and you got this guy who's just like an average Joe Blow who could clearly see the danger, but you're going to tell me law enforcement and Secret Service? I don't know, man. And
especially
to me,
US people are really sensitive to the word gun.
Yeah, gun
so
violence.
if they hear oh, this person have a gun, either police or the Secret Service will literally shoot him down first.
Or at least act on it. Do something and say, get him off stage, get Trump off stage.
The fact
right?
they didn't do anything.
Correct. I can see them turning around and saying something to the effect of oh, we didn't know if it was an authentic threat. We didn't want to disperse troops there, and then something else happened. You could have taken 2 guys just to go check out the threat. You know what I'm saying? That's actually.
Well, I mean, listen. If you have just everyday people seeing someone on a roof
and
with
not
a
just
gun,
one person.
many people say, "Hey, man, they're pointing at it." You don't need to check anything out.
But
you
here's
need
my
to
thing.
you need to gain control right away of the situation. Get this guy, get Trump off the stage. There's a threat now, and now ambush this individual.
But here's the thing, this is the States, right, guys? So these are all Trump supporters. All of them watched him pull out a gun. None of them had a gun on them. In the States, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think they were allowed that in the rally.
In the rally, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
fair
they'd be
enough. So I was going to say, if I was...
Because then anyone could have shot Trump.
But no, because I was going to say, well, he got a gun in. Whatever.
He didn't get a gun in.
Do you get searched when you go into that kind of stuff?
I'm pretty sure. But
or do you just walk...
how did this guy, who's a scrawny 20-year-old, be able to bring in a rifle, this with no problem, climb up on this one, story tin can, it looks like an outhouse that he climbed up on, like a shed, that's what it looked like, lie down with a rifle with a scope, and no one even detected him. And then you have these everyday people who are there who support Trump are pointing him out, and no one did anything. That's one. 2, someone actually died. Mm-hmm. When this guy was shooting, supposedly a person died, he was covering his family, and he got shot. Yeah. And another person got injured. So a lot of people are saying this is staged, that it's fake, because it's going to, of course, now Trump's going to win. But how did they actually kill someone?
Okay, you know what my dramatic ADHD, it's far-fetched, but hear me out. How do we know, because he's a young kid, kids are good with technology, how do we know he wasn't one of those super black hat hackers, and the government was we're taking Trump out, you're going to do this, but then we're going to kill you, and then you're just going to come work for us, and don't worry, your family's going to be well off. So my thing is, I want to see how his family's living in 5 to 10 years. Do they have a new house? Do they have new cars? That's where my dramatic brain goes, because you are right. There has to be a dead body. There has to be a funeral of some sort, whether it's closed casket, whatever. But that's where my brain goes. It's there's a deeper level there, and I wouldn't put it past conspiracies with our government.
Well, let me ask you this: if that's the case, why wouldn't the Democrats investigate this? If it's such a hoax.
Well,
right?
Fair enough.
Unless they're in on it as well too.
Well, that's what you never know. It could be a whole underlying thing.
Well, he's going to win no matter what. I mean, he was bound to win either way, because Joe Biden was just have you guys seen some of his videos where he's talking?
He's a geriatrics.
Christian, can you just look for one while we're talking about his... I saw one video where he was just talking about how we're going to make sure that we're going to have Medicare for elder people, and then some gays will be...
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He wanders off with his speech.
And then he just stops.
And then he's what was I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he cannot... that guy, he will not win. He will not get elected. They know that. He's not fit. I mean, neither is Trump as well. Trump has done that as well, too.
If Biden won, who would be the vice president?
Again, The same woman, Pamela Harris. She's running with him, right?
Maybe Pamela has a plan to become president and wants. I don't know.
You think a black woman's going to win before a white woman's going to win? I don't see that happening.
I don't know. Trump won.
But he's white.
Fair.
That's not
Okay.
black.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right? I mean, Michelle Obama then has a chance of running, right? I think a white woman is going to become president well before a black one. So, what's this?
It's a video of Biden.
Yeah, let's watch this. Let's just get right into him.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway.
What? What the hell was that?
But Biden was disgusting on his
She
own
was
show.
12 and I was 30.
That was not what I was trying to show you.
No, I'm talking about him just falling asleep, right? That's what I call him Sleepy Joe. So, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to make a world of a difference if Trump gets elected over Biden. We were kind of discussed that earlier of what's going to be the outcome for Canada.
Canada.
So I watched a video where Trump clearly said if he wins, he will help push Trudeau out. That's why he doesn't like Trudeau. Remember that whole thing about Melania Trump and how she was staring at Justin Trudeau at like a G7 thing?
No.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And she's like looking at him like he's his dreamboat, whatever. So that kind of pissed off Trump, right? But Trump and Trudeau don't see eye to eye. Because, I mean, Trump is supposedly conservative, but Trudeau is just way too liberal. So.
That's
Yeah, he has
awful.
a thing against China, right? He has a beef with China.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, him and his daughter, they do so much business with China.
Yeah.
A lot of the products that he sells, like all of his Make America Great Again bullshit, all that shit was all printed in China.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So it's like,
Fine.
what the fuck?
Catch 22.
And his wife, his daughter as well, half the shit that she sells online is made in China. But then you're at the same time bashing China. Like,
That's awful.
But again, these people, the reason they have this narrative is to get votes, right? So the Western way or the American way, even in Europe, some countries like that, but especially the American way is, if there's something wrong in our country, it's somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
Somebody else has caused this, right? If unemployment's high, it's the fucking immigrants, you know? If the cost of this has gone up, they always will have to blame somebody else aside for themselves. The government themselves will not take responsibility. And Trump is amazing at deflecting stuff, right? He's
like that bad. Like that's like.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Trump has got some good qualities. I'm not going to say he's all bad, but he is a compulsive liar. Like everything out of his mouth. Don't you guys remember when he was running for president? When he was president. I forgot which news outlet it was, but they kept count of all the lies that he said whenever he spoke. And by the time he was done his presidency, it was in the tens of thousands of lies that he had said over and over on his social media platform or whenever he opened his mouth. Just constant lies. He never ever had a press conference where he didn't lie.
It's like he's making being president a reality show.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, because that's, like, awful.
Well, I remember when he was interviewed in the 80s, he had said, and you can find the clip online, that it is so easy to become president of this country. You just tell people the bullshit they want to hear, and they're going to elect you. So he's smart that way. He knows what to say, what to do. Whether he believes all that stuff, I don't think he does. The part about hating China, I don't believe he actually really hates China. He does that for votes.
I mean, he is a businessman, and a lot of business is with China, so...
Of course.
That's where I'm kind of, like, coming from it. Like, you gotta keep some sort of relation and network when you're doing business, right?
Well, but even if he says he hates China, it doesn't mean the U.S. is not going to trade with China.
Yeah.
Like, that they trade, that's
if
just not
not,
going to happen.
they go to war a long time ago already.
Well, they can't. Both countries rely on each other so much. It's impossible. It's like Canada and the U.S. Canada and the U.S. trade the most out of any other country in the world as neighbors. No one else trades as much as we do with the U.S. than anybody else, right?
So you got to keep relationships solid.
So even if Trump was in power and he can bash Canada as much as he wants, it doesn't matter. There's a huge population of Americans who rely upon their trade with Canada. Or because if you see Canadian cities that are the most successful are the ones that are the closest to the U.S. border. The ones that are further away are like, hick towns.
True.
Right? The ones that are closer are the ones that do very well. So they do a ton of trade every day. Like tons and tons of trade that we do with the U.S. and U.S. buys a ton of stuff from us as well too. So he can bash Canada all he wants. It's not going to stop that day-to-day business taking place. Same way with China. They can bash it. That's all it's really more for ratings and getting votes.
That's what I mean. It's like reality TV,
That's
right?
just bullshit, right? They're just going to create that drama, whatever. To act like that, China's the boogeyman. China's caused all the problems.
It's like you want to be an attention seeker just to get votes.
Yeah, that's
like
what it is.
Manipulation.
100%.
Yeah, to go his way. Yeah.
Even Trudeau, I mean, I have a lot of Ukrainian friends. I have Russian friends as well too. And outside of Ukraine, Canada has the highest population of Ukrainians. So why did Justin Trudeau support them? I believe it's all for votes.
100%.
Because once they get into power, they don't want to lose that power. Even now, there's people in his own party that are saying step down, the Liberal Party, to Trudeau. It's like, no, I'm going to just allow this ship to sink, and I'm going to be the captain of it. Like, the amount of damage he's causing to the Liberal Party, the peace he's going to win at the next 2, 3, 4 elections. That's the problem with these effing leaders. They should realize that, okay, if I actually care about the country and my party's actually the best party to run the country, why are you now ruining the chances for your party to get elected again?